We've been in those situations during regular season throughout the playoffs where we probably didn't have the confidence, but we was put in those situations to take the shots and supposed to make them. We didn't do that, but at the same time, we put in a lot of work. And the crazy thing is I was working in here yesterday, getting extra shots up, just preparing myself for these type of shots that I was going to get in the game in the fourth quarter, and I came in and knocked them down. Same thing for Brad, just having a lot of confidence. We've been in these situations where coaches know we're going to get the ball. We were doing great jobs of making shots, but also making the right reads for our teammates. So it's just like you said, a lot of experience, just having experience and going through it.
Tim, let's whip around to this Wizards team and spin it forward a little bit as they own a 2-0 series advantage on the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. Their prospective second-round matchup is looking like the Chicago Bulls, the 8th seed in the East, as they have a 2-0 lead coming back to Chicago against the 1-seed Celtics. You think the Wizards are being gift-wrapped an easy path to the conference finals?
Absolutely. I think the way it's all shook out, and we knew right away when Cleveland didn't get the 1, you had to look at this bracket being like, oh, the Wizards, they got a nice road here, because Atlanta's a team I certainly thought they were going to beat up on. They were minus 240 in the series. And then, you know, if they play the Celtics, I think that would have been a very competitive series, but I thought the Wizards would have probably been favorite in that series. So I thought right away the road with no Cleveland in the second round was going to be a nice road. Now, the thing they have to worry about is, yes, I think the Bulls are going to end up winning that series. You can't look that far ahead.
Yeah.
You got to go down to Atlanta and win one game. So their whole goal right now, forget about the Bulls. You can't worry about them. You must win one game, because somehow, someway, if the Hawks win both, now you're in a dogfight. Now the pressure all shifts back to you. So I think if they get one down in Atlanta, then they'll be able to move on in the series. But lose both games, and I would really start to be worried. Hey, games 1 and 2 were not just blowouts.
Right.
Like, they had to earn every single W here. But to answer your question, it looks sweet there in D.C.
If they do make it to the conference finals, do you think if they run through Chicago or Boston, if Boston's able to come back, they are the most legit threat in the Eastern Conference to the Cavs, assuming the Cavs make it there?
I've always thought that. I know you do too. Now, something to think about if you're a Wizards fan is you want to wrap this series up as soon as possible.
Sure.
And then you want the Bulls to win, and then you want to wrap up that series in 5 or 6. Right? So now we're talking about 8 or 9 games. And now you look at Cleveland. I think that has a series that has 5 or 6 games potential against the Pacers.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Pacers will win one. I think they're going to end up winning game 3.
Okay.
So now you got to hope that you play 9 games versus Cavaliers playing 12 or 13.
Okay.
Because their second round matchup potentially could be Toronto. If it's the Bucks, maybe they sweep the, you don't know. So those are things that I would look for. Like, you want Cleveland to play a lot more games than you do.
And if they are rested, could give Cleveland a little bit more run for their money.
Win one in Atlanta. That's the most important thing.